Okay, in this section, 3-23, this is part 2 of our lessons on horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, so the first part of this is just a reminder from the last lesson. A vertical line is written in the form x equals a, where a represents the line's x-intercept. And so, once again, if I was trying to write the equation of this line, okay, I know that it is vertical, so it's going to be x equals. And it's going to be x equals where it crosses the x-axis. In this case, it's 4. And don't forget what we mentioned last time. When you have a vertical line, the slope is undefined. All right, undefined slope. And, of course, a horizontal line is written in the form y equals a, where a represents the line's y-intercept. I've got a horizontal line here. And so the equation is going to be y equals. It's y equals where it crosses the y-axis, which in this case is -1. So the equation is y equals -1. Remember what we said about the slope. The slope of a horizontal line is equal to 0. All right, so the same reminder statements are here from last time. If the line is vertical, it intersects the x-axis, and the equation is x equals wherever it crosses. If the line is horizontal, it intersects the y-axis, and the equation is y equals wherever it crosses the y. All right? Now, in this section, the questions are going to be asked in a little bit different way. Okay, they're solved with the same principles, but here's the way they kind of ask it. It says, what is the equation of the line that passes through 9, -5 and has a slope of 0? All right? So, in order to answer this question, we'll go over to our graph, and let's see if we can put the point on there. So 9, -5. So over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we come down -5, which is here. So there's my point. Okay, there's my point. All right. Now, the slope here is going to tell us whether we have a horizontal or a vertical line going through this point. If the slope is 0, then we know we have a horizontal line. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line through this point. Okay? That is the line that I'm trying to write the equation of. That's the line I'm trying to write the equation of. It's going to be a horizontal line. We know that. So if it's horizontal, then I know the form is going to be y equals something. Right? Horizontal lines have the form y equals something. So the equation is going to be y equals. But remember, y equals what? It's going to be y equals wherever it crosses the y-axis. And in this case, that is going to be -5. So y equals -5 is going to be the correct answer. Here's another shortcut. If you have a point, okay, that the line's going through, which they've given us here, then it's just going to be y equals whatever the y coordinate is. Okay, so the y coordinate's -5. The equation is going to be y equals -5. All right, so that's a couple of different ways that you can come up with the equation there. So let's practice a few more here now. Okay, so on number 2, the question says, what is the equation of the line that passes through the point 7, 3 and has a slope of undefined? All right, so first of all, it's going to pass through the point 7, 3, so we need to graph that first. So we'll go over to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it comes up by 1, 2, and 3. So there's the point that my line goes through. Now, we need to determine whether we have a horizontal or a vertical line. And we can do that through our slope. If the slope is undefined, then we know that if it's got an undefined slope, then it has to be a vertical line. So we're going to go ahead and draw a vertical line through this point. And so this is the line that I have here. Okay? And also we know if we have a vertical line that the equation is going to be x equals something. So my equation is going to be x equal. We already know that. And again, 2 ways to figure out what the x equals. Go here on the graph and see where it hits the x-axis. It hits the x-axis at 7. And so my equation is x equals 7. Remember, the other way that we said we could figure that out is by looking at the point. It's going to be x equals whatever the x number is. And the x coordinate in this case is 7. So again, we know that x equals 7 is going to be my correct equation for this. All right, so again, just using the fact that our slope is undefined to determine whether we have a horizontal or a vertical line. and then using either the point or the drawing to see where it hits the x-axis in order to come up with the right equation to see what it's going to be equal to. All right, so we have a couple of more that we want to practice here. And so the next one says, what is the equation of the line that passes through -1, 1 and has a slope of 0? All right, so let's go ahead and put the point on here first. -1, 1 is going to be here, so make sure that you're counting your ordered pairs correctly. The first movement is x-axis, the second coordinate is the y-coordinate, so keep that in mind. And so now it has a slope of 0. Well, remember, if the slope is 0, then you have yourself a horizontal line. So we're going to have a horizontal line going across here through this point. And then we also know, since the line is horizontal, it's going to be y equals something. All right? So it's going to be y equals wherever that line crosses the y-axis. And so in this case, that is going to be +1. So y equals 1 is the correct equation. We can verify that because looking at the point, the y-coordinate is 1. So that's how we know that that one is going to be our correct answer. Okay, so there's one more that we need to practice here. And so on this last one it says, what is the equation of the line that passes through the point -5, 4? Okay, and has a slope of undefined. All right, so just like in the last ones, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in our point first. So let's put the point on the graph. So remember, the x-coordinate comes first, -5. All right, so that means we're going to the left. So positive is to the right, negative is to the left. So I'm going to go -5. Then we have our y-coordinate, which is 4. So on the y-coordinate, up is positive, down is negative. So +4 will be up by 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so now we have our point on the graph. Now from here we need to determine what kind of line we have, either vertical or horizontal. We have an undefined slope. So remember, if your slope is undefined, you've got yourself a vertical line. So now I can sketch the graph of this particular line that they want. All right, so undefined slope, it's got to be a vertical line. There's the sketch of the graph. Now remember, also if it is a vertical line, it's going to have the form x equals, okay, for the equation. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to have to see where that thing crosses on the x-axis. And so if we come down here and take a look and follow the line down to the x-axis, we can see that it crosses right here at -5. So x equals -5 is going to be the correct answer for my equation. All right, so just to sum it up, remember, vertical and horizontal lines, okay, they have their own form. It's either going to be x equals or y equals. If it's a vertical line, it's going to be x equals wherever it crosses the x-axis and the slope is undefined. And if it's a horizontal line, it's going to be y equals wherever it crosses the y-axis, and then the slope is 0. Don't forget, you can use those points to help you verify. If it's y equals, it's going to be y equals whatever this number is, -5. If it's x equals, it's going to be x equals whatever the x number on the point is, in this case, 9. So like, for example, in this first one, where it says, what's the equation of a line that passes through 9, -5 and has a slope of 0? Well, the answer was y equals -5. If this changed to undefined slope, then the answer would be x equals 9. All right? So keep those things in mind. You can use those now to kind of help you to sort through and go and finish up the quiz, which is now waiting for you on Canvas.